Hello and welcome, I'm Saffron from saffrontomanesis.com, and in today's video we're going to be using EFT to process a difficult birth. So this is a video that you can use to look back on a birth that was challenging. It can be recent, it can be decades ago. The baby whose birth that you're talking about might have been grown up, left home, have babies of their own. It's still okay to process that birth. It's still, if it's still in you, then there could still be some blocks there that you would benefit from clearing. So if you had a challenging birth, no matter how long ago it was, this video could be useful to you. So if you haven't done one of these videos before, we're going to jump right into the tapping, and all you need to do is copy off where I'm tapping, so tap on your own body where I'm tapping on mine, and repeat the words that I'm saying, and I'll leave a little gap afterwards so that you've got time to say them. So let's begin. Even though I had a difficult birth, it wasn't what I'd expected, and it certainly wasn't what I wanted. And there's a lot of loss attached to that. I choose to love and accept myself now. Even though my birth wasn't the way that I'd hoped it would be. It was a really difficult experience. Not the positive one that I'd wanted. I choose to love and accept myself just as I am. Even though I had a really challenging birth, it was such a difficult experience. That's okay. And I love and accept myself exactly as I am. I had a difficult birth experience. Part of me doesn't even want to admit that. I'm alive and my baby's alive. And I'm told that that's all that matters. I'm told that that counts as a success. But deep down inside me, I feel this pain. This pain that knows that a successful birth is so much more than just coming out of it alive. This horrible, painful experience. It's not what I wanted. For myself or for my baby. And there's a deep part of me that knows that that's not what birth is. That's not the way that it should be. I have this knowledge in my cells. And I had such a difficult experience. My body knows what birth should look like. And it knows that that's not what it got. It was a difficult experience. My power was taken away from me. There were strangers near me was in an unfamiliar environment. Just say the ones of these that are true for you. And none of that felt right. People were making decisions about me. My opinion wasn't important. This difficult birth experience, it really frightened me. It's so frightening to have that control taken away. To not be allowed to listen to my body. To be treated as public property. And that's how I felt. No longer a person with my own values and beliefs. Just a belonging of theirs that they were in control of. I wasn't in charge of my birth. The choices weren't mine in the end. And I'm told that that's okay. I'm told that safety is all that matters. Coming out of it alive. But that doesn't feel true for me. It doesn't feel true at all. That's not all that matters. There was no love in my birth. It became a medical procedure. Rather than a sacred rite of passage. My birth was medicalised. Treated as a problem to be fixed. Not as the empowering and sacred event that it was. Or that it could have been. That it should have been. My birth was taken away from me. My baby was taken away from me. My experience was taken away from me. They took all of that away. And I stopped being a person. I stopped being of value. And I became theirs. They decided what would happen to me. They decided how my birth should go. And I had to ask their permission for the most basic of human rights. My birth was taken away from me, and I'm not getting it back. That birth has been and gone, and there's nothing I can do to change that. That's so painful. There's so much loss. I can't bring that experience back. I can't do anything to make it better. For me or for my baby. That will always be the way they were born. So much pain. And so much loss. My body knows. My body knows about birth. And it knows about loss. And it knows that this wasn't right. My body holds on to this trauma, to this painful, difficult birth. My body wants to change things, and my mind knows that it can't. So much was taken from me. And yet I was doing the best that I could. I was doing all that I could. And that didn't feel enough. It wasn't enough to stop them from taking over when I was at my most vulnerable. From stepping in with their ideas and their interventions. Right at the time when I couldn't do anything to stop them. When my focus needed to be elsewhere. On my body and on my baby. I didn't have the extra energy to defend us. While my body was doing this huge thing. And I'm choosing to begin to forgive myself for that. I'm choosing to find forgiveness. I wish so hard that I could have done more. And yet it just wasn't possible. Nobody could have done more in that moment. I did all that I could. I forgive myself now for this birth experience that wasn't what I wanted. That wasn't what I deserved, or what my baby deserved. I acknowledge that now, that we both deserved better. We both deserved respect. We both deserved peace. And we both deserved love. And those are things that we can start to find now. But I need to accept that that birth experience is over. That what happened, happened. And that's much harder to do. I allow myself these feelings of grief and loss, regardless of whether those around me can understand. I allow myself to grieve for the birth that I would have had in a different world. In a world that doesn't fear women's bodies. I grieve for that birth now. Even as I look after my baby. Or my grown-up children. I accept that it wasn't what it could have been. And I send so much love to myself. So much love to all of the birthing women who've had their births stolen from them. So much love to all of the women whose births have been medicalised. Whose autonomy has been taken away. Sending love to us all now. And finding ways to make change. Sending out love to all birthing women. And to myself. Deep breath. So that can be quite big and quite difficult. Take a moment now to write some notes about what came up for you during that, about the specifics of your memory of your birth or births, and what was difficult about them, anything that you want to do some further work on. If this is the first time that you've acknowledged that what happened at your birth wasn't okay, then that can bring up some really difficult stuff as well. And if you want to get in touch for a one-to-one session, then please do that. Or if you just want to get in touch for a bit of advice and support, then please do that. And the Healing Womanhood group is really great for that. So if you go onto Healing Womanhood Reclaiming Power on Facebook, then you will find a lovely supportive community of women who are always happy to help talk through any challenges that you're having. And if there's anything else that I can do for you, then please do let me know. If you want to go further into the specifics of your own experience, then that might be a good thing to do with some EFT, either with me, with a friend, by yourself. Just go very carefully. It depends on the intensity of the emotions that have come up. I wouldn't encourage you to go into anything that was majorly traumatic on your own. Always have a support person available, whether that's a therapist or a friend, just as long as there's somebody there to support you with that. And thank you for taking part in this one. It's not an easy one to take part in, so I would love your feedback, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.